Okay, welcome to the January 18th Thursday chat. We have a, uh, a few announcements and then move on to Matt. We'll start with Steve Papa.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I think many of you know that the town of Dedham runs on representative town meeting for its governance. For the last few years, Peter Shapiro and myself have been town meeting representatives for Precinct 1, which is where Newbridge resides. And Peter is not running for re-election this year. Both of us are up for re-election this year. So I am interested in putting out to the community and seeking any interested parties who would like to run for town meeting representative. There are 8 precincts in Dedham, Newbridge being one of, in precinct 1, one of the 8. And there are 30 town meeting representatives for each precinct. The length of period is 3 years, so there's 30 representatives, 10 representatives getting elected each year from each precinct. For those of you who are interested, I would be glad to explain particulars to you by having you contact me. In order to run, you will be required to take out papers and put in your application for interest in running as a town meeting representative. The papers require a handful of signatures, so it shouldn't be any issue here in the community. So that is essentially what I wanted to explain to the community, and hopefully we can have some interest. I will personally receive some papers Monday, which I could hand deliver to anybody, or anybody can go to the town clerk's office and receive that petition to run. So if there are any questions, I'd be glad to address them.
Just indicate when the papers have to be filed, Steve.
Yeah, the papers will have to be filed, I think, in the 3rd week of February. So you have a time period between now and the say the middle of February to file the papers.
Okay, Anna Marcus.
What do you think are the qualifications that someone would need to be a good rep?
Well, I think it's an interest in community governance. There are generally 2 town meeting dates, one in the spring, one in the fall, which you will have to attend and deliberate on the articles that are put forward for that particular town meeting. So it's having an interest in trying to understand, how the town of Dedham operates, and I don't think it requires much more than that.
Thank you.
Barbara?
I want to follow up with what Steve said. I had been at a town meeting, but historically, Newbridge has had 10 representatives in town meeting. And the issue is that we at Newbridge are part of Dedham, but we are not necessarily represented unless we have people in town meeting. So if I will go ahead and just say, if any of you who are interested, I found it a really nice experience, but I have moved on, obviously. But, I encourage anybody who's interested or has been from the town of Dedham and is living here, you should know the importance of being represented in the town meeting.
Okay. Thank you, Steve. And we'll move on, Barbara, while you're there.
While I'm there.
Who has to be able to speak. And make-
Okay. I really just wanted to thank all the residents who donated to the Welcome Home charity that we support, that makes it possible for people who are refugees, homeless people who are moving into their own apartments, to go to this place and have wonderful items to pick. You have to remember they have absolutely nothing. I also want to thank Steve Popper and Prue Thorner this time around. We delivered 4 carloads of items to Welcome Home. The other one is Birthday Box. I think I mentioned to you that Birthday Wishes supplies birthday items for homeless children that are in a shelter. Last month, the month of December, they've serviced 450 kids. So just think about how wonderful your birthdays may be, and just being able to supply the items for a birthday party for a homeless kid. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Judith Kahn.
Thank you, Jerry. Hello, everybody. I want to send out my monthly reminder. Our monthly Hadassah study group is going to be meeting this Saturday at 2 o'clock in the synagogue, and all are welcome to join. We're continuing to pursue our course on Jewish perspectives on family, which we kind of base in stories from the Tanakh. And this particular month, we're going to be I will be presenting along with Lala Gordon. We're going to talk about Isaac and Rebecca and Esau and Jacob. And the text we're going to start out with is Genesis 27, 1-46, and 28, 1-5. We hope that people will have a chance to take a look at the text in advance. If not, it's not necessary. We'll have some copies there. We're also going to be sending out a set of study questions tomorrow for people who are on the group mailing list. It's a pretty extensive mailing list, but if you're interested in coming to the meeting and you're concerned that you won't be getting the email, you can call myself at extension 42385, or you can contact Lala, who's at extension 42427. We really welcome new people and hope that our core group is back. We always have very lively discussions, so please come, and we look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you. And Fabulous Gang.
Okay, this is an announcement I made last week on behalf of Robin Sherman. Mal and Barbara Sherman's family is hoping that their friends and neighbors can help celebrate their 65th anniversary by joining them for cake throughout dinner at Centro and then a piano concert by the fireplace. The concert begins at 7:30 and will last about an hour, and cake will be plentiful all evening. Thank you.
What is the date?
Today. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. Tara Fleming Caruso.
Thanks, Jerry. I just wanted to announce that the Woke Center presentation has a rescheduled date. We had to cancel yesterday because the presenter was ill. So we're now going to redo the program on Wednesday, the 31st, which is 2 weeks from yesterday, same time, 12 to 1. Call the hotline to sign up if you're interested. Thanks.
And thank you. And David Rader.
Hi, everybody. Just a reminder that tomorrow, Friday, January 19th, between 2 and 3:30 in Great Meadow Hall, we're offering a chance to provide one-on-one tech support for the Touchtown app. So bring your phone, bring your iPad, bring your laptop if you need some help, and there'll be a group of us there to help. Thank you.
Thanks, David. And now Eileen O'Donoghue and Josh Ferraro.
Hi, everybody. I'm afraid it's just me today. Josh is taking today off. So I just want to have a few things. First of all, Chelsea is back. Hooray. She started back today from her maternity leave. So if you have any questions on catering or anything like that, she is busy working on the birthday night items already. But if you have anything, please call Chelsea. Her extension is 49118 for catering. And also we have that website, newbridgecatering.harvard.edu. If you want to find it also, it is on our website, that if you have any catering events or anything like that. So if you do see Chelsea, welcome her back. There's some gorgeous baby pictures. Second of all, we need to talk about the walkers in the dining room. It is there. We need to make sure that we do need to remove the walkers from the tables, and we put them in a safe spot. Not only our wait staff tripping over them, but also some of our residents. And it's a kind of a safety issue that we kind of need to be kind of stricter on. So please, if some of the wait staff or the host staff are taking your walker away, please don't give them a hard time, because we kind of need to do it for our safety reasons. So please just help us out with the walkers. We'd appreciate it.
We have a
Also
question. Let's pause on the Anna Marcus. Go ahead. You're muted. Unmute.
Had my hand up for David.
Okay, we'll get back to you in a minute. Go ahead, Eileen. Sorry.
No, that's fine, Jerry. And so also just to kind of let everyone know, to help us out in Nosh, we're really not open till 5:30. And what Charmaine and Carlos have been telling me, sometimes some people are trying to come in a little earlier, and they kind of sit down and they expect to be seated and stuff like that. And our staff are trying to kind of get ready for Nosh and kind of get themselves organized. So if you are down early, you're welcome to sit by the winter garden and stuff. But if we can just help the wait staff out, just to let everyone know that Nosh is actually open at 5:30. I know Centro is open at 4:45 and Copper Beach is opened at 5, but Nosh is not open till 5:30. So if we can kind of help the lads out with that, I'd appreciate it. And then finally, we are off to Switzerland next Monday. I hope to see you all there in Great Meadow Hall. We have our wind down, and I would hope that you who have passports, please bring your passports, and we can add a second stamp to your passports. We'll also have Paris stamp, because I know we ran out of passports. So whoever did not get a passport, we will have some passports for you, and we can restamp your passport for Paris. And that's really it. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. Rona, do you have a question for Eileen? Is that
Yeah. Yes, I
okay?
do.
We'll take you and then get back to Hannah. Go ahead.
Statement, a question. I ate dinner in Central last night, and I was thinking that, you know, you have all the sauces at the bottom of the menu. So you don't need to, not you, meaning the overall you, put in stuffings and the swordfish should be the swordfish and things like that, because it becomes a problem for people to order it, and we never know exactly what you're going to get. Everything has got these breadcrumbs and stuffings and stuff in them. And it would be a lot better. And I know I should call the food committee first. However, I just thought about it. And since I saw you, I decided I would mention it and see if it goes anywhere. Thank you.
Okay, are we gonna, Barbara, you have a question about it?
Yeah. Eileen, can you give us a heads up or insight into when the new menu will be coming out for Centro and or
It'll be
Nash for that?
The central menu will be coming out in February. We're not quite there to advertise it or to organize it yet, but
Okay.
definitely in the next week or two, you'll hear a lot more in the Zoom call. We're just finalizing a few bits and pieces, and that's for Centro. In Nosh, we've done a lot of work in Nosh right now. We are in the process of kind of training our staff on different changes and stuff like that down the road. But we have a hold up really on equipment and the AOD. So once we kind of get that boxed off in Nosh, we will be setting up something like different in Nosh, but we're not there yet in Nosh. But what we're trying to do then as well for Nosh is have a few events in the Nosh area, so we still give Nosh the love that it deserves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Anna, and then we'll cut from questions because Matt has a definite deadline. I promise we get him on. So Anna Marcus, go ahead with your question for David.
I just wanted to say to David, a lot of people to whom you're speaking are not on the chat, and it needs to go on the telephone for those people to get help.
Good suggestion.
Okay, thanks. We're ready for you, Matt. Go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are all doing very well. I want to start off by saying congrats to Bob Orkind, our new NMA president. Bob, looking forward to working with you. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Anna Marcus and all the incredible work that she has done over the past couple of years in working with her. So Anna, thank you very much. And Bob, looking forward to working with you. Next Wednesday, January 24th, from 3 to 4 p.m., there could be some intermittent internet challenges. And the reason being is we're upgrading the Wi-Fi system here on campus. One of the modules has to be replaced. So from 3 to 4, next Wednesday, the 24th, our IT services is planning on doing the upgrade. I am told internet will work sporadically during that hour. So I just want everybody to plan accordingly. It'll be in my letter as well, but please plan on some internet interruption during that time. We have a little bit of a COVID, I would call it a tiny spike going on. We have 6 cases, 6 in total right now. Of those 6, 1 happens to be a couple. So you're talking about a handful of unique cases, but it's certainly there. And the risk is there in the community as well as the greater community at large. And if you all recall, we talked about this a little bit. We knew that we were going to see a little jump up based on the data that we were seeing from the wastewater, as well as what was happening in the local community. So as a reminder, please, if you've had an exposure, make sure you are wearing a mask within the community. Refrain from dining for 5 days. If you test negative on day 5, you can go back in the dining room. If you test positive for COVID, you should be refraining from everything and staying at home and isolating and getting better. With that, if you need anything, if you do contract COVID, we're here to help you.
I'd like to hear what's going
Come
on.
upstairs in my plan.
Okay, I see a hand raised, so I'm going to stop for a second, Sherry, and take that.
Yeah, go ahead, Anna.
I would like you to repeat the first thing you said about COVID, Matt, about
So
exposure.
Exposures. Okay, so I'll go through it again. So we have 6 cases right now. I suspect those numbers will, some people will fall off that pretty fast because they're nearing the end of the course of COVID. If you have been exposed to COVID-19, you should wear a mask while you are in the community and refrain from public dining for 5 days. At the end of 5 days, have yourself tested, security can do it. And if you are negative at that point, the mask can be removed and you can go back to normal dining protocol. Was that clear, Anna?
I think it needs to be in the letter.
Okay. We will try to send something out in addition to. The hard part about putting it in the letter now, just so you know, Anna, is it's gone to press, if you will.
Oh, sorry.
So I don't want to let you down, but it's left the gate. So that
But
one's
people are confused when they are exposed.
okay. So what I'll ask is that we'll reach out to the security team and ask them to send an updated protocol list to everybody. So
Perfect.
everybody knows exactly what's going on. And that'll come through the constant contact. We'll utilize that vehicle to get it out there. So COVID's still with us, so please do your part. Make sure you're safe. Chef, thank you for the reminder about the walkers. The issue around the walkers is very simple. It's a trip hazard. And I know that when we take the walkers away and store them until you're ready for them, it creates challenges with independence. I understand that. At the same time, we have to be mindful of the safety of everyone. So we just ask for your cooperation with that. And then lastly, I'm going to invite Fernando to share an update on the never-ending 5,000 elevator saga. And Fernando, are you here with us?
Yes, I am. Thanks, Matt.
Sure.
Afternoon, everyone. Just an update on the 5,000 elevator. The jack has been replaced, and while Kone was running it through its paces, we found that the actual pump and the valve to that elevator need to be replaced. Kone is in the process of sourcing those. I'm waiting to hear from them as to a timeline. So at this stage in time, it's still down, but we are diligently working to get this back up and running as soon as possible.
So we continue to be cursed in the world of an elevator, but we're not giving up, and we're going to have it up in service as fast as reasonable. So once we get those parts, we have their assurance that they'll be here ASAP to get it back up and going. And so pretty short update from me this week. Doing a little traveling this weekend. So that's what Jerry was alluding to. And at that point, I will open up for any questions anybody has.
Right. We've answered everybody's questions and problems for this week. So have a good travel and see you all next week.
Thank you all very much. Take care.
Thank you very much.